What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back. Let me move over so I can see the tree a little bit better. I hope you can see the lights this time, Chuck. You know. Um What's up, you guys? This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 10, episode 11. This episode has officially confirmed for me. Yeah, I am over this season. I hate when I get to a point when I'm reviewing the show and I feel like I'm just being nitpicky. I just hate that. And that's kind of where I am right now. This episode tonight got on my nerves. And I'll tell you why as we go through the episode, right? So we start this episode off with Tia is taking the ladies on a polo. What do I rate it? I don't know what I rated, if I'm being honest. I mean, it was a decent episode. I'm just sick of the catty. I'm sick of the nitpicky. I'm sick of the moving the goalposts. I'm just sick of it. You know, like the little stuff like the catfish. I mean, we'll get there, but like just the whole like that whole stuff. And like I said, we'll get there. But let's start off with Tia is taking the ladies on a polo excursion, right? She doesn't invite Stacy, which I fully understand. Stacy put you out of her event last week. This is an event that is, involving your job. So you just can't afford to make it look like it's a whole bunch of hoo la la and woo hoo hoo. Okay. I'm here with you not inviting Stacy or uninviting Stacy, actually. So the ladies all around, we get to meet Tia's brother. Now we find out that Tia has two siblings by her mother and father, and she just casually slid in there. And my father has two siblings while he was married to my mother. I was like, I had to rewind it. I said, did she say? Yes. And it looks like next week she's going to actually talk more in detail next week about her dad and their marriage and these children from outside of the marriage. So I was here for that. On the way, Jazzy says, look, Stacy is my girl. And y'all are not going to convince me that Stacy, like, I need to know what lies are y'all talking about with Stacy? And Ashley says, well, did you know that she wasn't going to come to your wedding until she found out that me and Giselle were coming? And Jazzy was like, no, what are you talking about? She was like, she never made to me to seem like she would. Matter of fact, she told me she had to move some stuff around just so she could come to the wedding. So I don't know what you're talking about. And production showed us a clip, but production didn't show us I hope that wasn't Ashley's receipt, because usually production is showing you something that happened to either prove or disprove something. So they showed that clip when they were in Nevis, and they asked Stacy about it, and Stacy was like, "Yeah, I'm coming. I believe I'm coming," or something along those lines. But my thing is, if there was a conversation that Ashley had with Stacy off camera, like, the cameras weren't running and they don't have it on tape, and Stacy said, yeah, I'm not going to Jazzy's wedding, and then changed her mind, I need to hear that conversation. And if it happened off camera and we can't hear it, I'm sick of it. Because I feel like Ashley be saying stuff just to get people on her side. So you want Jazzy on your side. Now all of a sudden Stacy told you that she wasn't coming to the wedding. What Stacy said to us, and I know people might be like, really, B, Stacy's a liar. I get that. But I can only go by what was being said. What Stacy said was, she said that she wasn't going to be a bridesmaid, but that she was still coming to the wedding. I didn't hear Stacy ever waver about going to the wedding. Now, Stacy said she wasn't going to be a bridesmaid. Wait a minute, hold on. Giselle's a liar. She showed tonight in how Stewie trying to catfish someone when she catfished with that fake marriage to the vampire from the underworld. What? Atalia said, was I being sensitive, or was their singing and entertaining at the predominantly white polo event a little suspect? I didn't see it that way until you just said it, but I don't think you were. Like, because I'm gonna get to that in a minute. These women are too darn old for this mean girl. Pile up their right, Gabby. I just again has Stacy says like I'm not gonna sit here and say Stacy's so innocent and she's so perfect, but I just feel like it's at a point now where it's ridiculous to me. To me, it is just ridiculous at this point. So then we get to the polo event, and from the minute we get to the polo event, the ladies are complaining. And see, this is the ladies are moving around, and there are a lot of white people there. First of all, and I know, again, I don't want to feel like I'm just being nitpicky, but this is really how I feel about this episode. First of all, it pisses me off that we act like we ain't never been nowhere before. So you walk into an event that is predominantly white people and you act like, oh my gosh, they've never seen black women before. Look at them. They're, oh my gosh. And I'm like, first of all, traditionally, polo is a white man's sport. Traditionally. I'm not saying that there aren't any black polo players. I'm saying traditionally, it is a white man's sport. So how many black people did you expect to see at this polo event in Virginia? Or Maryland, wherever the hell they were. How many black... So I just hate that whole... Girl, act like you fucking been somewhere before. Like, I don't... So that was number one. Number two, this whole we're gonna sing the national anthem thing. I had no problem with them singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. I thought it was, listen, I was here for it. I didn't see it from that perspective, Atalia, but I definitely see where it's like, oh, so we're gonna have the black people sing the national anthem. Like I could see that. I definitely could see it. Like I said, I didn't see it in a moment, but I definitely could see it. But here's what I will say. At any point in time, when you are singing anybody's national anthem, whether it is the official anthem of the United States or the Negro national anthem, or if you're in somebody else's country, it should always be done with reverence. I can appreciate that Tia did not ask Ashley to sing. And I love the little shade that Tia threw Ashley when Ashley was like, you didn't ask me to sing, and we weren't. And we weren't. Girl, nobody was going to ask you to sing. It was a spectacle because they sang it wrong. Can I be honest and tell you I fast forwarded through that so they got the words wrong? Because I didn't want to hear it. I was like, I don't want to hear them singing Lift Every Voice and Sing. So I literally fast forwarded through it. So you mean to tell me they fucked up the words? Now, I'm going to be honest. If you didn't know the words, I should have just went with the national anthem and saying, you know, oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? So you mean to tell me they didn't know the words? Moving on. The second or third thing that irritated me was, because I don't know what number I'm on at this point. Remember last week or the week before last when we talked about when we were reviewing Married to Medicine and we went to the fake polo event? Remember how I brought up the stopping of the divots? And I was like, I wanted to see some horses. I wanted to see some stopping of the divots. First of all, so ain't none of y'all ever looked at Pretty Woman? I'm talking about the ladies. None of y'all watched Pretty Woman. Not near one of y'all watched Pretty Woman. And if you didn't watch Pretty Woman, again, when they say, hey, do you guys want to stop the divots? And you see everybody run out and do it, then it should probably tell you that this is something that's done and it's a part of the experience of going to a polo match. All of that sitting on the sideline with your nose turned up. Oh my gosh, I have on white. White isn't meant to. Girl, once again, act like you fucking been somewhere before. If you see everybody, I can see if nobody else went out there to do it and they just had y'all doing it. Literally, everybody's out there stomping the divots. That is a part of the going to a polo match. It's like the seventh inning stretch at a baseball game. It is a part of the experience. And I just was like, I just had secondhand embarrassment because, again, that is one of my pet peeves, is when people act like they never been nowhere before. And if you haven't, it's like when you go to a formal dinner and they have all of the forks and the spoons and the knives. If you're not sure which one to use, wait for somebody to pick up their fork and you pick up the fork they picked up. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Which fork? All these damn forks. Like, don't do that. Act like you've been somewhere before. And if you haven't, fake it. And if you do have to ask somebody, lean over and whisper it. But for them, you said you've never seen Pretty Woman. Right. Okay. Well, Pretty Woman, he takes her to a polo match. And there's like the whole stomping of the divots, and it's a whole thing, right? So my thing is, just act like you've been somewhere before. So that just irritated me, Wendy, with her acting like she's so regal and she's so above this. And I'm like, you don't even understand. First of all, polo is a rich man's sport. Because it's a rich man's sport, because it's an expensive ass sport to play. You got to have a horse. You know what I mean? You have to have a horse. You have to know how to ride a horse, and you have to be skillful at it. Like, there's so much that is on that rich man level. You know what I'm saying? So for you to act like you're above doing something that they do at a game that you probably growing up couldn't afford to play, like, it just irritated me. But anyway, so that was a small thing. So then the ladies come back together, and Ashley's big head ass is going to say to Angel, you said, you wanted to get to know us better. Today would have been a perfect example, because basically it looked like they were off to the side. Ash, that it looked like it was Angel and Jazzy just kind of doing their own thing and talking or whatever. I can agree to a certain extent, right? I can agree. But then you turn around and you do something like the catfish thing at the family event. Why should she go out of her way to get to know y'all? Every chance y'all get, y'all are shading this woman. Y'all are putting this woman in a trick bag. Why should she go out of her way? And then my second thing is, did y'all ask her? Did y'all say to her, hey, Angel, we're going to go stomp the divots. You want to come? Angel, I'm going to go get a drink. You want to walk with me over to the bar? Like, did you do that? Because again, I wouldn't be so open to getting to know y'all when every chance y'all are around me, you're nasty to me. You're shading me. You talking shit. I'm the butt of the joke. Like Ashley and the catfish. So I'm the butt of the joke. Ha ha, funny. So anyway, Angel getting put out of this house. Now, let me tell you something. Now, Angel, I just see this how y'all know I can be fair. Because Angel, I just defended you. But girl, I can't defend you on this house situation. Because this is what I need you to do. I need you to get your story straight before you start telling the story. You know how when like something happened and you don't really want to tell the whole story, but you ain't quite figured out how you're going to talk around the story yet. So you start telling the story, but because it don't make sense, you have to add or subtract to the story. And then every time you talk to somebody, you done added more because you realize, shit, I got to make this make sense. Girl, what the hell is going on with this house? Now, I don't think it's a money thing. Like, I don't think y'all didn't pay y'all bill. But they threw me way off pretending like she has to beg for their attention. They're all annoying. Hold on. They're all annoying, and should wrap the season right now. Listen, thank you, Atalia. I appreciate the super chat. I'm gonna be honest with you, Angel. This get ready hurt coming out my mouth. It's gonna hurt. Like it's almost gonna come out like throw up. It's gonna hurt coming out my mouth. I kind of have to agree with Giselle on this one. Girl, did y'all just come to Maryland to film this show? And you thought you had got the rental house for long enough that that you could, film the show and then go on back to Colorado, and then if you got picked up for a second season, y'all would decide if y'all was gonna come back or not? Because that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like y'all got a temporary rental to come to Maryland to film the show, and y'all was gonna go back to Colorado. And then if you got picked up for a second season, then it would give you more time to get everything in place. Because here's what, and I know it can take a long time to find a house. Because when I looked for my house, I was house hunting for almost a year. And I mean, for me, part of it was, some life things happened and I had to stop looking for about 7 months. I stopped looking and then I started looking again. But it's not easy to find a house, even if you have the money, right? So I understand that. But the part I don't understand is you had to know that you weren't going to find a house at least a month to 2 months before your lease was up or your rental agreement was up, whatever. Because at the end of the day, we know that buying a house is a process. Once you put the money down on a house, we know that it's a process. I mean, put the contract down. So even if y'all had found a house, you still would have needed about another 2 to 3 months before you were really going to move into a house. So halfway, if you only got a 6-month lease, halfway through the lease, you knew, hey, we're not going to make it. That's when you reach out to the landlord and say, hey, can we extend this? Because, we're still trying to find a house. We haven't been able to find one yet. Is it possible? And then the landlord could have said to you, nah, we ain't going to make that happen. I've already rented the house. I got tenants coming in. Cool. Now we need to go find another rental. It sounds like y'all just got y'all an Airbnb. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I mean, on a short-term rental. I mean, it doesn't have to be an Airbnb, but it really, really, really just sounds like you came to film the show. I'm sorry, Angel, that's what it feel like. Okay. And you didn't do your due diligence. Because when we get to the end of this episode, the story you told at the end don't match the story you told at the beginning. And then finally you were just like, I don't know. Because you were lost in your own lie and you were like, I don't know. Girl, that landlord didn't just send you an email the day before you had to be out and you didn't know. You knew. But anyway, moving right along. A $7 million house and never consulted Tia, who is a Sotheby realtor. Let me tell you something. They ain't a bit more about to buy no $7 million house than the Man in the Moon. That was some shit they said for the camera. Like, again, we'll get there, but like I even though it was shady as hell, that conversation that Wendy, Ashley, and Giselle had, I believe it. I believe she was looking for a house that looked expensive, but they weren't trying to spend that much on it. And I can't be mad at them about that. Like, I ain't mad at you wanting a house that looked like you spent $7 million, but you didn't really spend $7 million. But the flip, again, I have to say, the flip side is, who you trying to impress? Is it for the show? Anyway. And that's exactly why they made sure to document what she had said at first. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think Angel's coming back. Somebody said it needs to be Angel's last season. Child, I don't think we got to worry about that. I doubt very seriously that Angel is coming back. Like, I just don't. Anyway, so then, excuse me, y'all. So then Tia and Jazzy come over and they end up helping her pack up some boxes, child. So when Tia is leaving, Giselle calls her coincidentally, right? To invite her to this event they're having. Her and Wendy are having a 4th of July cookout. Basically, child, it was a 4th of July cookout, child. They can come up with all these fancy names they want to. It was a cowboy themed 4th of July cookout. That was it. They try to act like they came up with this great idea. And we're going to make it potluck. It's a cookout. That's what cookout. You bring stuff to a cookout. That's what you do. Now I like looking at Bobby. I don't think Angel has potential at all. Not with this group of ladies. Not with this group of ladies. Sorry, not sorry. I think Angel's biggest problem was Jazzy. I think she might have done better had she not. You know, a lot of times on these reality shows, these people aren't really friends. You know, but her and Jazzy, I think, are really friends. And I think that she got caught up in the, well, if Jazzy don't fuck with him, I don't fuck with him. Or if Jazzy's mad at him, I'm gonna be mad at him. And I think that, damn, I keep saying Jazzy. K. Y'all know I mean K. I'm sorry. K. Sorry, y'all. I mean K. But I really think she got caught up in the, well, if K don't mess with him, I don't mess with him. You know what I mean? And I think that hurt her. I think that handicapped her for the season. Because probably after episode number 2, I do it every week, and I have no idea why I keep wanting to call K Jazzy. I don't know, but I do. You're right. I do it every week. So of course, once Giselle got a piece of that little tea, that was the end of it. And again, like I said, I can't on this one. I gotta kind of agree with Giselle. Like, it sounds to me like, girl, you just came here to film the show. I mean, but anyway. So we see Wendy and Eddie taking Cameron to her first gymnastics class. It was, y'all, before they even said it, I was thinking, wow, Wendy's first season, she was a newborn. Remember, Wendy had just had her 6 months or something before, and now look at how big she is. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? But I did like Wendy's braids. I like the braids that Wendy had. They were cute. Angel is from Maryland. What that mean? So Wendy and Angel are talking. Wendy and Eddie are talking. And Wendy's telling Eddie about the event that she's having with Giselle, yada, yada, yada. And then she starts talking about these renovations. Wendy, let me tell you something. Every chance they get, these Bravo producers are going to show all of the money. And it's the thing is, I think part of it, these renovations are part of her storyline. So I don't even think they're being that shady. But if there is any footage that they can include where you're talking about money, I feel like, Wendy, I just hate it for you, girl. Because even that clip when she was FaceTiming with Giselle and she was like, oh, you see Eddie's office, and she starts like panning the room, and Giselle was like, oh, Eddie must be making money. And I was like, it's just every time Wendy is talking about money, I cringe at this point. Because I know it's just a bad look. Wendy talking about the first invoice from the renovations is $100K, and how she don't even know what the budget is because she basically at this point they just collecting invoices. I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, Wendy, every week it gets worse and worse. Every week it gets worse and worse. Yeah, she goes back to court on Friday. I was debating about whether I was going to go down there or not. I'm not going because, one, it's just a status hearing. So I don't want to take off work and drive down there and they be in court 5 minutes. And it's literally just a status hearing, right? The second reason is I was like, I'm not going to take a day off work when Friday I already have an early dismissal. So I'm like, that to me, it's the last day before Christmas break. Most of my kids probably aren't going to come to work, and it's an early dismissal. We get it. It's a 3-hour early dismissal anyway. So I was like, it would be stupid of me to use a day of leave to drive down there for a status hearing. Now, if and when this thing goes to trial, and I say if because if they decide to plea bargain or whatever, but if and when this thing goes to trial, I am going to take at least one day off of work. I ain't going to say I'm going to take off the whole trial, but I will take off at least one day and go down there and go into the courtroom at least one day. Or I'll take one day off work and watch it online with y'all because it's not federal, which means it might be online somewhere. I don't know if it's a big enough case to be on like Law and Crime, that website that will stream court cases. I'll find out though. Once they set a court date, I'll find out if it's somewhere like I can watch it online. Because I may just take the day off work and watch it with y'all. We can watch it together, or I may take the day off work and drive down there. But we're gonna follow this case. But anyway, I tried to give Angel a chance, but Angel just doesn't seem to be comfortable, even in interviews. She just doesn't express herself well to me. Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of interviews, but yeah, this is not for her. I really hope they just get a payment plan. I don't want to see Wendy in the slammer. I don't think she'll survive. I don't know. No, these are state charges. These are not federal charges. These are state charges. All right. So next we see Stacy and K meeting up. This dinner irritated me as well. Lunch, dinner, whatever. The ladies sit down to lunch, and Stacy was like, what do you want to start with? And whatever, I forgot what it was, but whatever it was, it must have cheese in it. And Kay was like, well, anything, I can't have that because it's got cheese in it. And when the waitress came over to take her order, why Stacy ordered it anyway? So here's the thing. I can look at that two ways. And it's not that big of a deal, but let's talk about it. I can look at it from the perspective of she don't really give a damn because why should she? She's ordering her food. You can order whatever you want off the menu. You don't have to eat none of what I have. I don't eat nothing what you have. You know what I'm saying? I think if Stacy hadn't said, what do you want to start with? But the flip side is, I think Stacy was very intentional in doing that. I think that was very intentional. That was very much a fuck you. And I was here for it. Right, Xavier, it was a power move. I was very much here for, I just felt like that's what it was. And like I said, I was here for it. Now, Stacy and KK started talking. And here's where I knew the conversation was going to go nowhere. Stacy brought up the fact that, listen, me and you were roommates when we were down in Charlotte. We got along well. Everything was everything. I don't understand where this flipped. KK wants to start with, well, when we were at Ashley's party, you were coming for me. And you had an attitude with me. And I love how Stacy said, well, wait a minute. Let's go in order. At Giselle's house, you came at me. You were very aggressive towards me. And you came at me really for no reason. And so, yeah, the next time I saw you at Ashley's party, was I supposed to be happy to see you? Was I supposed to be like, hey, girl, hey? And once KK would not acknowledge that and just wanted to keep going down the line, I said, well, this whole conversation is a waste of everybody's time. This conversation is a waste of everybody's time because start at the beginning, Stacy. You started this shit with, KK, you started this shit with Stacy. Because I guess you were trying to impress, was Angel there? I don't know if Angel was there or not, but I guess you were trying to impress Giselle or Wendy or somebody because you came at that woman. Somebody put a battery in your back and you came at Stacy full throttle. So yeah, why would Stacy go out of her way to be cool with you? Then Stacy brought up, I told you that I did not date Chris. I told you that I knew him socially. So why would you throw that as soon as you saw Monique? Why would you tell Monique that I dated Chris? And the look on KK's face said it all. She had no comeback for it. She had nothing to say. And then she gonna say in her confessional, I don't know for a fact if Stacy dated him or not. I just know that I've seen pictures of the two of them together. So now you don't even know if they actually dated. So all of this, Stacy, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar, you're a liar. Now it's, well, I don't know if she dated that man or not. But what I do know is ... Wait, what? So now you don't know. Now you don't know. But you've seen pictures of them together. What does she say? She know the man socially. So what? We see a picture of the two of them sitting down, maybe eating or having a cocktail or something like that. That doesn't mean that there weren't 4 or 5 other people on the other side of that camera sitting at that table. We don't know what the circumstance of that picture is. And we know that to be a fact because it happens all the time. People are in pictures all the time, and there's 4 or 5 other people there, but you only see 2 people. Now, again, do I think that... Let me see what this one is. Anyway, now Stacy has already sort of double talked on the Chris thing. So honestly, Stacy, I can't really defend you too much with the whole Chris of it all. I can't defend you too much with the Chris of it all because I do feel like you probably did go out on a date or 2 with Chris and he just wasn't your cup of tea. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we keep going back to the same thing. The same thing, which is she don't owe anybody nothing. If she decided to go out on a couple of dates with Chris, Chris was single, she was single, and what? Clearly it didn't turn into nothing because she back with her husband and Chris is doing whatever the hell Chris is doing. Y'all tried to make this a thing, and it's not a thing. Hell, we ain't even seen Monique. Monique has been in 2 episodes. We are on episode 11, and we have seen Monique Samuels on 2 episodes. Now, I know we're going to see her more, but y'all keep acting like this was a major thing. It wasn't. Right. The Chris storyline is such a flop. It is such a flop. So anyway... They agree to just move along. Like, I don't think they're trying to be friends, but they agree to just move along. So we see Ashley, Wendy, and Giselle meet up. And I just thought, am I the only one that felt some kind of way when Wendy showed up and Giselle act like Wendy was just her best friend and she was just like, hey, girl, hey. And they were just like, ah. Like, am I the only one that felt some kind of way about that? I mean... I don't know. Moving right along. So the ladies are sitting there talking, and of course they end up talking about Tia. They talk about the birthday event. I mean the 4th of July event, but of course they end up talking about the Tia of it all. And Wendy said that she talked to a friend of hers who's a realtor. Okay, Chuck said it was cringe. Yeah, it was just a lot. No, first we find out that Angel has invited the ladies out to Colorado. I was wondering why they went to Colorado. Remember when the pictures came out of them at the hotel in Denver? And I was like, why the fuck are they in Colorado? Like, why are they in Colorado? But now we know why the ladies were out there. And so anyway, the ladies were invited out to, Colorado, yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. Then Wendy says... Excuse me, I don't know why. Wendy says that a friend of hers that's a realtor right, Xavier said it won't last, right? She has a realtor friend who says that some girl, and I guess we're supposed to assume that girl is Angel, came up to her and wanted a house that looks like they pay $50,000 a month, but they're really only willing to pay $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Listen, I'm not going to say that there aren't houses in this area that exist where the mortgage is $50,000 a month. I am not going to say those houses don't exist. I am sure that there are parts, especially going out in Virginia and Maryland, parts of Virginia and parts of Maryland where people have estates. Okay, people have whole estates. So I know that those types of estates exist in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. That's not what I'm getting ready to say. What I am going to say, though, is the likelihood that the average millionaire in this area is affording a house where the mortgage is $50,000 a month, nobody would believe that Tia is living in a 50. Like, Tia, girl, it's okay to go get you a $2 million house, $3 million house, and live a good, decent life in a nice gated community in this area. Like, you doing too much. That's if I believe what Wendy's saying. But let's just assume for a minute what Wendy said is true. $50,000 a month? Girl. Girl. That was a lot. And again, do I think Wendy might have exaggerated the numbers? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But I do believe, I will say that I absolutely do believe that that Angel was looking for a house that's above what they can afford. But anyway, we get to the event, child, and everybody's showing up in their, cowboy gear. Thank you, Beyonce. Everything got to be a cowboy theme, but all right. It was embellishment at its best, right? Right. I can see Angel saying $15,000 a month, and we want to make it look like, and $15,000 I could see somebody saying that. Like, I can really see somebody saying $15,000 a month. But anyway. Oh, let me put a pin in that. I forgot to say this part. My bad. Going back to Wendy and Eddie talking. Wendy's talking about reaching out to her father. Can I be honest? And I know that where I'm coming from, this might sound heartless or might sound insensitive, especially coming from somebody that had their father in their life. I accept that. I accept that it could come off a little heartless or a little insensitive. But let me say this. Wendy, is it me or okay? I'm mad that I forgot this part, because is it me or does it seem like Wendy lied? Now y'all correct me, because y'all sometimes y'all remember stuff that I didn't remember, but correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Wendy said that they're in a family group chat and her dad didn't wish her a happy birthday, but wished like the uncle a happy birthday a week earlier or whatever. But then Wendy said when she was talking to Eddie, she said she hadn't talked to her father since they were in Nigeria. How you ain't talk to your daddy and y'all in the whole group chat together? I mean, maybe she means like on the phone. Like maybe she meant a specific type of talking to. But if I'm in a group chat with you, you mean to tell me y'all don't say, hey, good morning, how you feeling today? Like, I understand you say he didn't wish you a happy birthday, but he don't say nothing to you in the group chat? Y'all just in the group chat together? Okay, am I tripping? Am I being too nitpicky? Because it didn't make... They talked, but she didn't see him. Right, but that's not what she didn't say I haven't seen my father. She said I haven't talked to my father. I know that when they were in Nigeria, they didn't see each other. Now, did I hear it wrong? Did she say I haven't seen my father? Because I thought she said I haven't talked to my father since we were in Nigeria. That's what I thought she said. But if I heard it wrong, y'all correct me. Okay, Chuck said that's what he heard. Ocean Dreamer said they heard. Miss French Kiss said maybe she means they didn't acknowledge each other in the chat. Okay. I'm being a little nitpicky. Okay, I'll accept that. Okay, that's possible because I'm in a group chat with my siblings and some of us have not spoken one-on-one. Okay. All right. Well, maybe that's what she meant. But that's, maybe that's what she meant. Okay. All right. Xavier, I'm going to be honest with you. Xavier said, personally, I don't think Wendy cares about her daddy, and this is a storyline. A part of me feels like this is a storyline, too, if I'm being honest. And maybe that's why my attitude is the way it is, because a part of me feel like this is some bullshit. If I'm being honest, a part of me feel like this is some bullshit. Okay. And don't get me wrong, not her not having a relationship with her father or anything like that. But anyway. No, Wendy wasn't born here. Wendy was born in Nigeria. She wasn't born here. To my knowledge. I believe I read that she was not born here. Okay. So the ladies are showing up for the party. You know, it looks cute. It's got the whole cowboy theme. The kids are involved. And the ladies start showing up. Now, here I'm about to be nitpicky again. Ashley, why are you walking around with your ass hanging out the bottom of them cheeks? I mean, the bottom, your ass hanging out the bottom of those shorts when you got your kids with you? Again, if I'm being too nitpicky, y'all gonna put it in the chat. But Ashley, you could wear some decent shorts when you have your children with you. It's one thing when you out with your girlfriends and you trying to have your hot girl summer. But I felt like them shorts were just inappropriate with them two boys. That's me. That's my opinion, and it ain't gonna change. I mean, you could have you could have added 1 more inch to them shorts, and I wouldn't have said nothing. But your cheeks were literally hanging out the bottom. Literally, your cheeks were hanging out the bottom of those shorts. And I just didn't think that was appropriate for a family event. But I mean, your kids, much less anybody else's kids. I mean, Wendy's sons are old enough to, they done hit puberty. They probably, probably got hair growing in weird places. And listen, I just think for a family event, it was too much. But moving right along. Somebody explain to me. Somebody please explain to me why they called Angel and asked her where she was and how long she was going to be, and half the ladies hadn't shown up yet. They called Angel and was like, where's Angel? When is she going to get here? And Bobby kind of had an attitude and was like, we'll get there when we get there. And they were like, oh my gosh, why was he talking like that? He had a whole attitude. Now, he did have an attitude, but let's be clear. It could be a couple of reasons why Bobby had an attitude. Reason number one could be maybe they were in the middle of an argument when y'all called. Maybe, sometimes parents, maybe they had gotten lost and Bobby was mad at Angel and Angel was mad at Bobby because they wasn't listening to the GPS and they didn't want to pull over and ask for directions. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it was. Maybe Bobby was snapping at y'all because he's sick of how y'all treat his wife, because every time his wife is with y'all, she come home crying. So maybe he already didn't want to come to this damn event, and y'all calling talking about something, when y'all gonna get here, how long y'all gonna be. Because literally after they got off the phone with Angel, Jazzy showed up. Jazzy wasn't there yet. Stacy wasn't there yet. So I'm like, why are y'all so focused on Angel? And there are other people who haven't shown up. And then y'all talking about she's 2 hours late. Well, so was, again, unless they showed it out of sequence, but hell, so was half the girls. Ashley being shady and showed up with catfish, y'all was already on some bullshit. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't even get it at first. When she said I had the catfish, I didn't even get it at first. Oh, you had the catfish. I didn't even get it at first. Then until Ashley kept saying it. And then I was like, oh, here we go with the catfish bullshit again. It was like, let it go. Stacy shows up with Timu. Why did everybody act like it was an issue that Timu was there? Oh my gosh, Stacy, we didn't even know he existed. Oh my gosh, is that Timu? Oh no. Oh, he's a real person. I mean, but anyway, it was what it was. Wendy, hey girl, hey. Wendy, listen. I don't don't have a problem with picking up the Popeyes on the way. Because my friends already know. Whenever there's a potluck involved, my friends know that I'm bringing Popeyes. Because that's what I'm going to bring. Now, if you ask me to bring something specific and you say, hey, girl, we need you to bring some dessert. Cool. I'm going to go get some cupcakes. I'm going to get some ice cream. I'm going to get you. Okay. If they say, hey, girl, we need you to pick up some the sausage and the meat and the hot dogs and stuff. Cool. I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to pick me up some sausages and some hot dogs. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the bread. But if you leave it up to me and say, just bring something, I promise you, getting a bucket of chicken. Now, it might be Popeyes. It might be KFC. Hell, it might even be Royal Farms, depending on which direction I have to go to get to the event. I'm bringing fried chicken. Okay? But you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to try to make it look presentable. Wendy, you putting them orange boxes of chicken inside of the aluminum pan was tacky as shit. You could have taken the chicken out. You could have taken that chicken out and put it in the aluminum pan. Why would you leave that chicken inside of them orange boxes from the Popeyes? That's number one. Number two, is it me? Or did it look like that wasn't enough chicken for all them people? Just like Stacy potato salad, girl, what was that little ass bowl of potato salad? Who was supposed to eat that? That wasn't enough potato salad for no whole cookout full of people. That looked like 3-4 scoops. How many potatoes did you boil, girl? Baby, when my mama potato salad make you slap somebody. My mama potato salad is really the only person potato salad I eat. But my mama, she's got one of those big ass bowls that's like this, like them old fashioned Tupperware bowls. That big one. Baby, my mama be filling that to the brim. Do you hear me? To the brim. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Right, it was given like the 12-piece family meal. Wendy, you were supposed to come in there with a couple of bags of chicken. Anyway, Angel shows up, and the first thing, when Angel gets there, they're going through the different awards of who made what or whatever. So, of course, as soon as Angel walks in, they're talking about Ashley and her catfish. I was with Angel at that point. Girl, I will shove that catfish down your fucking throat. And I will say this, Ashley. The way you read that party, the way you said it, at least when I invite y'all to my house, I have a chef with a full bar. She said, not this facility with this half-rented space. Why production was shady and showed that it was other people running around that damn space other than them? Why production was being shady? And I was here for that. I said, now, actually, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, Angel, this is what I'm talking about. This the Angel that need to be here all the time. Angel read that party. She talked about how they ain't even had the whole space rented out. How they, she said that how they had that little bullshit potluck and that little them couple of bottles of wine over on the table to the left. I said, now, Angel, you did a good job with that, but we need that every episode, girl. We need that every episode. And then we left off at the end of the episode with Angel trying to explain why they got to move out of their house. Angel girl, she finally just had to leave it alone and just say, I don't know. Because she just got lost in her own lie. Because there again, Giselle broke that shit down. Giselle and Wendy, they broke it down and was like, girl, it don't make sense. Like, well, what was on the paperwork? What did you tell the people when you moved in? What was your move out date? Well, when did you tell them that y'all needed more time? Well, what did they say about you needing more time? Baby, when she couldn't answer them questions, she finally just said, I don't know. I said, oh, damn, Angel. Angel said, I don't know. Baby, Angel said, I don't know. Just said, damn, Angel. I was rooting for you. Y'all, that's the episode. That's all I got. Tomorrow night is the Whether You Like It or Not panel. We will be at Sakina's house. Married to Medicine. I'm gonna try to get y'all Married to Medicine in the I'm gonna try to get y'all Married to Medicine tomorrow. It'll either be, I'll try to, if I get home early enough, I'll do it before El Teddy goes live. If not, if nothing big happens in celebrity news tomorrow, I'll do it at 6:45. I'm very finished watching the football game now, so I probably won't watch Married to Medicine tonight. I'll watch it tomorrow. But with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a great evening. Stop rooting for Angel. I wasn't, well, Ravine, I don't literally mean I was rooting for her because I'm really not. I just mean like, girl. But no, I'm not. I stopped rooting for Angel when they went in Nevis because I was really trying to work with Angel until then. The whole catfish thing, I had her sympathy, but I can't with you, Angel. Angel, this isn't for you. You know, this isn't for you. And certainly Potomac is not your city. Now, if they were going to do like a Real Housewives of Colorado, or Real Housewives of Denver, I could see you maybe, that might be more your stilo, more your speed. But these girls are not. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. This isn't, this group of late, this not for you. Mm-mm. But with that being said, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. But finish watching the football game, and then I'm going to bed. I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Y'all be safe.